Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. The show where, just like you, we can't get enough sports.
The 47-year wait is over! And the Nuggets win it! Wilson throwing, it's up for grabs, and he's caught for the touchdown! And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50. And the Avalanche are 2022 Stanley Cup champions! And a shot into the back of the net for Diego Rubio!
Now here's your hosts, Arthur Knight and Larry Perkins.
1-0 Rapids. They are champions.
Yo. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Sportz Phenz. I am Arthur Knight, and with me, as always, is LP Larry Perkins. What's good in the hood, Larry?
All right, how you doing today? I'm good.
All right, and we are coming to you live from Sohi Cafe at 4300 West Alameda here in Denver, Colorado. Come on by, get yourself some Viper Pit barbecue. Tell Vinny that the Sportz Phenz sent you. All right, my guy. I just want to get right into it because we always run out of time. We never run out of content, but we always run out of time. So I just want to, get right to it. We got a lot to talk about. NBA's going crazy. You've got Cleveland losing to OKC. I think they're 1-1 though. I think they've each beaten each other.
Right.
That very well could be. I mean, young team. We said last week. Let's see it in the series because that's different, right?
Oh yeah.
But those are two teams that could very well, you know what I'm saying, be the teams in the NBA Finals this year. And that's heartbreaking to say as a Nuggets fan.
Well, they look scary, and then like I said, SGA is up for, the MVP, which I think Joker might win. Joker's a triple-double machine, you know what I'm saying?
Bruh. That dude is alien. He's not from this planet, man.
He is not. He's from Ubitar or someplace.
He's from somewhere,
He's from somewhere. But the thing is, every time I watch him, I was like, wow. He's a unicorn. I mean, he's one of those.
He's unique.
Much better than an old boy from Boston.
But what's crazy to me about OKC is they're still winning right now, and they don't have a center.
They don't.
Like, all of their centers are on injury, on an injury list.
Yeah,
and
that's one thing. They're not going to be able to address that via trade unless they want to give up a major piece. They probably have to.
But why would they need to address it? They're still winning. I mean, as long as one of them. Well, I'm just saying, as long as one of them comes back before playoffs start, I think they'll be fine. Especially not Hartenstein in sense, but or who did they have last year? What was that boy's name? What is their other center's name? Young kid.
I guess that's escaping me right now.
Hold on, I'll find it.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure any problem they have can be shored up in the buyout market, and upcoming like in March.
Yeah, but April. I don't think they'll need to, like I said, because they got Holmgren. I didn't even get to the page, but I remembered. They got Holmgren, and he's been in their system for 2-3 years. He was, damn near, if not rookie of the year last year. Played his butt off. He was good this year until he got hurt. But seeing as he's been in the system, the only one I'd be worried about is Hartenstein, but he's your backup anyway. So
right.
You don't have to worry too much about him coming back and not being able to gel with the team. It's more or less, can you get them in basketball shape before the playoffs, with the long stint that they've been out. But I think once they get their centers back, or at least one, let's get one of the centers back, and they'll be fine going into the playoffs. But here's the thing, though. They're finding a way to win without their centers. And let's say they do only get one of their centers back going into the playoffs, they have another way to beat you. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
and they've practiced it now in the regular season, and they've won with it. It's a formula that's winnable. It's crazy to me that they're still winning games and they've only lost 7 games.
Because believe me, they're gonna need all their bigs against Joker.
and when they beat, yes. not just against Joker, against AG. The Nuggets they're not a big team, but they've got size. They've got that mid-range size to where they're not too big to where they're slow, and they're not too small to where they can't defend somebody. They can't play physical. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Plus they have DeAndre Jordan. Plus they have a few other up-and-coming young guys like P. Watt that are, not full in their grown man bodies yet, but they're getting there. You know what I'm saying? He's still a big boy. He's still, got good size on him.
But they scary good. Hopefully I'm trying to remember the GM. Dang, what's the GM of OKC? But yeah, hopefully he won't mess this up. I mean, I remember last time they had a great team, and Russ and Ibaka and
oh man,
Kendrick.
Ibaka. I always wanted Ibaka on the Nuggets, bro.
Kendrick Perkins and Harden and
KD.
They had a great team, and hopefully he learned from that and just don't break this up.
I don't think this is the same GM.
It's the same one though.
Is it?
Sam Presti.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, then hopefully he doesn't mess it up.
I remember the Lakers.
I mean, they had the best record in the league when they beat Cleveland the other day, but now they've lost another game.
Yeah.
So Cleveland has.
I remember the Lakers. Lakers was this close of signing him, and then Mitch Kupchak. Oh, I just hate that. There was so many times the Lakers could have been.
Oh, I could name a time when when CP3 wanted to go to the Lakers, and
that's what I'm saying. It's
and they put the kibosh on it.
And the thing is, I don't like to be called a conspiracy theorist, but the thing is, every time something like too good to be true,
my guy, that wasn't even a conspiracy. Like literally
actually happened.
Yeah, like that wasn't a conspiracy. That's what happened. The NBA was like, no.
Remember the time Coach K wanted to, after Team USA, he wanted to come to the Lakers and coach?
Yeah.
It's kibosh.
They was like, nope.
Kibosh. It's like, you will not. You will be in the middle of the pack.
You will never pass Boston.
No.
I'm sorry. I know that hurt.
Did you just say that?
I know that hurt.
Did you just say that right now? You should have seen me. I was talking. I just stopped. This is my...
Oh my goodness! No, but I mean, that's what it feels like. There was no conspiracy about it. Like
happened.
literally, the NBA just stepped in and was like, "No, sir, you cannot go to the Lakers. You can go to LA, but you can't go to the Lakers.
Yep.
You can go to the Clippers, but you can't go to the Lakers."
See how that worked out, huh?
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't. The NBA though has been crazy this year. Like
I know trade rumors.
Well, I mean, like even the Nuggets the other night had to bench AG for it was a back-to-back. And the Nuggets, by the way, just a side note, have had the most back-to-back games played than any other team, and they've been that way for several years now. And I'm starting to wonder what the hell is going on with that. But that's just a side note. But on a back-to-back playing Houston. The Nuggets had to rest not only AG for his calf injury, but during the warm-up, Jokic had to sit. He strained his elbow, his right elbow, his shooting elbow. So they kept him out that night. He had inflamed, and it was inflamed or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Houston. See, the thing that never ceases to amaze me about my Denver Nuggets, man, is even when they're down, and this goes back years, like when they beat Utah with 7 players on the bench. Like not just they only played 7 players, literally they only had 7 players available and went into Utah and whooped their ass. So but the Nuggets and Coach Malone have this knack for being underdogs and being able to play well. They don't always win, but they play well, and they play against Houston, against Boston, against all of these upper echelon teams that they have to beat, in order to win another championship. They've played very well. They haven't won every game, but they've played well, especially with like their bench players really stepped up, kept them in the game. So I'm really proud of that for my team, but it's a crazy season.
In these professional sports and, in general, any kind of sports, your coach, the team takes on the personality
of the coach.
And then you look at Malone. He's
a scrappy kid from Brooklyn.
Exactly. And you look at, my team with a little pompous, immature. And the thing is that they take on the identity of their coach. So, that's a little.
So you're saying JJ Redick is pompous and.
Hi, JJ. No, JJ, he's not.
I mean, he's made your team better this year, my guy. I mean, they have 22 wins, 17 losses. They are actually doing better right now than they were this time last year.
Yeah, because they didn't tune him. They didn't tune the what's his heart? Darvin Ham.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they tuned him out like the beginning of last year. When a team tunes you out, it's not much you can do.
Yeah, but that's not right. That's not right.
That's not right. But, but they did do that though.
That's exactly what happened.
Which sucks because you have two leaders on that team that should be professional and just like even though they're at odds, they still have a job to do.
That's called insubordination.
The mutiny.
That's what we call that.
Mutiny.
When your boss asks you to do something and you're like, I ain't doing that. That's called insubordination. Yeah. And I don't think NBA players, just because you're a contracted player, I don't think you should be able to do that. Like, you should still be listening to your coach. But you're right in the sense that when a coach loses the locker room,
he lost that.
Yeah, and that can happen even in a business sense. Like a manager can lose their group of associates by messing up and saying something wrong or not, just not doing their job overall well. A manager could lose their job, or lose their crew the same way. But still, in the form of professionalism or a sign of professionalism, you still do your job. And in the last couple of years, the Lakers players haven't done their job. They tied a nice noose around Ham's neck and hung him with why they were losing, but we all know that's not why they were losing. It wasn't necessarily he was a part of it. Yeah. There's a big pie, right? He's a slice of that pie, but he's not the whole pie. He wasn't the whole reason why they were losing. Yeah. And they are doing better this year under JJ Redick, but not leaps and bounds.
I know, but it was funny because he always had a thing, Darvin Ham had a thing called facts over feelings. Mm-hmm. And he was always in his feelings. Especially when it came to Russell Westbrook.
Hey, they were trying to put a square peg in a round hole with Westbrook. Even the Clippers did a little better job of utilizing him.
Well, he came to when he went to the Clippers when they signed him. He realized when he realized, like, you know what, I'm gonna be a sixth man.
So here's the thing. I liken it to, and I was having this conversation with another friend. But have you ever seen the movie Moneyball?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so when Billy Beane walks up to David Justice, so he's in the batting cage, right? And David Justice is trying to be all smug and this, that, and the third, and he said, but once they came to a common ground, Billy Beane said something so like prophetic to me when he said, and I don't know if he truly said it, if they were like quoting in the movie or if this was just something that they wrote, but still it was prophetic. Like it to me, when he said, I'm trying to get the last ounce of baseball out of you. I'm not paying you to be the David Justice of before. I'm paying you to be the David Justice you are now. Right. I want to milk the last ounce of talent you have left, and you want to stay in the show, right? Let's do that. Let me. I just need you to mentor these guys. I need you to have some energy. I need you to do these things. That's kind of what the Nuggets did. You know what I'm saying? The Nuggets brought in Westbrook, and they're like, look, we don't need OKC Russell. You know what I'm saying? We don't even need L.A. Russell. We don't need either L.A. Russell. We don't need Washington Wizards Russell.
Or Houston.
We don't need Houston Russell. We need who Russell Wilson is right now. We're paying you to be who you are right now. Is he a phenomenal jump shooter? No. Did he suck really bad at jump shots in the beginning of the season? Yes. But as he's come into form and he's figured out his role, he's carved his way in, he is knocking down shots. He is, like good shots too, not like, he's just hucking up shots to make, hopefully he gets one in. It's like, high percentage, he should be making those shots, and he's making them. Of course, you're still going to deal with the turnovers, as a fan. Man, I don't know how many times I've almost thrown my damn remote through the TV.
Though. That's him.
And you got to take the
him.
good with the bad, just like any other relationship in life, right? You got to take the good with the bad. You can't just be like, oh, he's so phenomenal in this way, and then be like, but he's garbage. No. You got to take the good with the bad. He's gonna have at least 3 to 6 turnovers a game.
Well, I'm glad you as a Nuggets fan you accepted that. You had at peace with that. So.
Well, I mean, as I keep saying all the time, like I'm not just a fan. I have a business mind too. Like I'm analytical. It's not just, of course I get passionate like a fan. Like I said, I just damn near threw my remote through the TV the other day when he turned the ball over at the worst possible moment. Yeah. But that's the fan in me. But logically, after the end of the game, it's just like, well, you got to live with that because he also had 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. Right? You got to take, yes, he had 6 turnovers, but he also had those numbers. So, but it's hard. It really is as a fan, even just to be analytical. It's hard to be like, damn, but can you just minimize that to one, maybe 2 turnovers, my dude? Like, do we have to have 6?
I'm like, well, you have Russ, man. The best thing for your team is to be up by like 20.
Well, that's the thing that they've been winning by doing that, getting out on people in the first quarter.
Because then let him make his little mess ups and little turnovers and stuff.
Bro, one thing that I didn't know, like I've been watching Russell Westbrook even in his OKC days when he was playing for them, but I never really noticed exactly how high his motor is all the time because I watched OKC games mainly when they were playing the Nuggets or when they were on TNT or when they were on ESPN, et cetera, right? I'm not subscribing to the Oklahoma City channel and watching their games all the time. So, or Lakers or Wizards or whatever. I'm not subscribing to any of those teams. I'm a Nuggets fan, although I do watch a lot of NBA games.
Right.
But I'm not like following them. But I didn't realize how night in and night out this dude, I swear to God, this guy's an alien too. Him and Jokic are aliens. They are not from this planet. How is this dude 36 years old and still plays like he's 19?
I don't know. I watched him.
Well, not skill-wise. I mean, just energy, effort. It's like he still just came into the league. You feel me? Like
I watched him and Kevin Love when they was at UCLA. You know what I'm saying? And
that was a good tandem.
Yeah, but I mean that guy. I mean, it's special. Attitude aside.
Like him or love him.
He's very special.
Yeah.
And that's why they call him Mr. Triple Double. You know what I'm saying?
Or I should say love him or hate him. Like, he's a good dude, too. Like, I realized, like, this dude gives a lot to the community. I used to hate Russell Westbrook. Like, I couldn't stand the dude. Like, I thought he was a horrible person. But I didn't even know he was. I didn't know. Like,
he's a straight shooter. The thing is, if you rock with him, he gonna rock with you.
Yeah, and that's on me. That's on me for not actually doing the due diligence and putting in the effort to learn about this guy.
But if you do a LeBron or a KD on him, he always gonna look at you side-eyed.
Well, I mean, that's anybody. You do that to me, I'm gonna side-eye you. You know what I mean? Like, but he's a phenomenal player. I don't know how we went down the Nuggets rabbit hole, but I love it.
But we start talking basketball.
I mean, the thing is that it's just weird how crazy the league is right now. I do like the parity that the NBA has created.
It is parity.
I love it. Like Boston won last year, but yet they're still not dominating this year.
No.
Right? They're still good. I mean, they've only lost 13 games. Don't get it twisted. They're still really, really good. And the most, most viable champion coming out of this year. Because even if Cleveland is on fire, even if OKC is on fire in a series and with an experienced team, and Boston is an experienced team, they lost a lot. What's that old saying? Sometimes you got to learn how to lose in order to win. You know what I'm saying? And they lost a lot. They were winning in the regular season, getting to the playoffs, getting to the first round, lose. Okay, next year, getting to the second round, lose. Okay, next year, getting to the third round, lose. Getting to the third round, lose. And then, we finally made it to the finals and we won, right?
But you got to understand, that takes a lot out of a team. I mean, they've been through the trenches. But, I mean, I like the parity. But just
Well, that's a change because you said you didn't like what the NBA was doing right now. It was unwatchable. So I like that you're coming around to.
well, no, because my team is not doing anything. The thing is,
So the truth shall set you free. He's like, it's garbage because your team isn't doing nothing. Ain't that a B? Like, right? Come on, man.
But then I would say in the next week or so, I say next week, look for major trades to come down because the trade deadline is like less than a month away.
Bro, I don't think there's going to be too much movement.
You don't think so?
No.
Well,
I really don't. Because Miami's asking too much. They're asking too much.
I know.
So is Chicago.
I know.
And none of these teams that are in the top, none of these teams are,
But you gotta
they don't have the
understand,
money.
These players are going to make their current teams miserable. If
Phoenix,
they don't get,
I feel you. I really do. Phoenix is really the only team to me that needs to have wholesale change. Because I mean, you've got 3 bona fide all-stars on your team, and you're 21-20, my dude. Like 6-4 in your last 10
they
games.
still haven't. I'm trying to. One of the last time both. What the hell? When both teams play, all 3 guys played together. Bill Booker and Kevin Durant. It's been.
They've probably, and I'd have to research this. Don't get me wrong. I'm just pulling a number out of my backside, but I would say they probably haven't even played a half a season together, like together.
Right.
And I'd be willing to put in the effort to
That's not
check
good.
that, but I'm pretty sure I'd be almost dead on. There's 82 games. They've probably played about 41.
You know how much you're playing all 3 of those guys together? I mean, Jesus.
That's why I'm saying they're the only ones. But the thing is Bradley Bill's sitting in the driver's seat. He even said it out loud on social media not too long ago to the team, because I think KD's trying to push to have him kicked off the team or traded, but he has a no trade clause. So he's like, oh, you could, do what you can bark all you want, little doggy. But are you gonna bite? Like, are you gonna really bite? There's nothing you could do. You can move me to the bench. You can limit my minutes. You're still gonna pay me.
Exactly.
Period.
That's what the Wizards did for him, and that's what the Suns accepted.
But they're the only ones that have the pieces in place. They're not good right now, but they're the only team right now that I can think of. I don't see anybody else that's on the cusp. Because Chicago, even though they're, they're not on the cusp of winning
Golden
anything.
State, if they want to, because they have the money, they have the assets,
Yeah, but they're starting over. That's the thing. That's the reason why I don't think they should do any wholesale, because they don't have enough pieces and they don't have enough draft capital in order to put pieces around Curry and make a real run. They just don't. They don't have that kind of finance, especially with Curry on the team. And they've paid like Kuminga. They've paid all of these guys.
But you couldn't pay Clay.
But they let Clay walk so that they could pay all of these other guys like Draymond Green, and they wanted to be able to pay these guys, so they allowed Clay to walk. Clay, to be honest, Clay has lost. It's been a drop off, like a cliff.
I know.
No disrespect to my dude, and he's playing okay in Dallas. He's not playing great, but he's not like the Clay of old. But again, Dallas is using him kind of like the Nuggets are using Westbrook. They're not paying him to be the Klay Thompson of old. They're paying him to be the Klay Thompson that he is right now. So Phoenix to me still, because every other team that's really, really good is either up and coming or already established, like Memphis, Houston, OKC, Denver, even the Clippers, the Lakers.
Tonight the Lakers play
Atlanta. Yep.
First time in the new Intuit Dome.
I'd probably watch that game.
So I advise every Laker fan just fill that arena up.
You said
purple.
Clippers v. Lakers, huh? It's L.A., the Battle of L.A.?
There's no battle of L.A.
There's no battle?
No, it's no battle.
Okay, well, they're above y'all in the rankings, so it is the Battle of L.A., in my humble opinion.
No, they still suck.
Okay, well, they got more wins than y'all, so.
That's by accident. You know why?
By accident.
No, but for real. Remember the fires we had to cancel games?
Yeah.
See, if we would have played our games, we would be ahead.
Yeah, but you still could have lost all of them games, and you still do have to play those games, so.
Well, yeah.
Those games are still going to be played. But either way, our condolences also. We forgot to say this last week. And our apologies, big shout out, or not shout out, but we send our condolences and everything to the people losing their homes and whatnot in LA, man. We hope everything, they're going to build back stronger. So
that's what Angelinos do, man.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't the first time LA's really burned. This is the first time LA's burned down by forest, forest fire, but it's not the first time LA's ever been burnt to the ground. So they're going to rebuild. They're going to,
like the Phoenix, rise from the ash.
Yeah. So, keep your head up, LA. You're in our thoughts and prayers. But with that said, I still think wholesale wise, the only team that has the right pieces in place, like if you're going to keep 2 out of 3 of your big 3, and Booker ain't going nowhere, right?
Nah.
So he's solidified. They're not trading him, even though he has been injured this year.
Well, Bill is the odd man out because basically with KD, it's like, do you want to go? Mm-hmm. Do you want to stay? So basically,
and Bill has this reputation of going to places and not, signing big contracts and not playing very well.
I've never seen him this injured. I mean, he can barely get out there. I don't know what's going on, but he was not like that.
It's the same thing with Embiid, dude. Like, what's going on with Embiid? I know in years past he's been ducking Jokic. I'll die on that hill.
He's ducking the league now.
Now I think he is. I think he really is. I think he wants to be out of his He got his MVP. He got his bag. He's basically set for life. Like he really is, as long as he's not stupid with his money.
He is a poster child for, basically.
He's kind of like what's his name from Atlanta, the quarterback from Atlanta, who gets his bag everywhere he goes.
Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, he gets his bag wherever he goes, but then he's lame wherever he goes. Like he'll get you some wins. He may even get you to the playoffs, but anyway, but that's kind of how Embiid, he's not playing against the Nuggets on Tuesday. He's got an ankle injury or something. I think he is giving the big middle finger to the NBA and the 76ers. I believe that the 76ers, it's kind of like he wants to be like LeBron. He wants to call the shots. No, I'm dead ass. Like he really wants to call the shots where he's at in Philly, and Philly's like, no, we're going to give you these pieces. This is what we're going to give you, and you're going to, be the MVP. And, so the Sixers want him to be more like Joker, and he wants to be more like LeBron. Does that make sense? In my mind. Like, he wants to be like LeBron calling all the shots, but the 76ers want him to be like the humble MVP like Joker is. Joker's not calling out, his executive offices like, hey, I need pieces around me. He has said in interviews, I've heard him say it like, no, it's not what my team can do better around me. It's what can I do to make my team better. That he said that. So that's what I mean by the 76ers want Joel Embiid to be more like Joker. But he wants to be more like LeBron, where LeBron's calling all the shots. Get rid of Westbrook. Get rid of Ham. Get rid of this guy. Like they cleaned house. They had stacked all of this talent the Lakers did before they got LeBron James, right? They had all of this talent. They were an up and coming team. They just needed a few other pieces, in place. And then he came in and he was like, nope, this guy needs to go. That guy needs to go. This guy needs to go. And they won one championship, and they haven't done anything since.
But I was thinking about that, too. I mean, they could have got Kawhi's, and they could have got Paul George's, but they didn't want to come and play with LeBron.
Right. Why is that?
I mean, they got AD through a trade, but the thing is, they could have.
And I don't think he wants to play with LeBron. I think that's why he be hurt all the time. But he is a China doll, though, man. That dude, you breathe in his general direction. He's like, my elbow. I'm sorry, AD. Great player, but God, you got to stay on the court, man. The best ability is availability. I don't care how good you are in all your other abilities. The only one that really counts is availability.
I know. I think he just need to go back to his natural position at the 4.
Yeah.
Because
then you got to get a true center. You have to get a center.
Yeah.
And then if he's playing 4, that puts LeBron at 3. And I know LeBron can play 1 through 5, but that's not his natural position. Is not the 3.
Well, the thing is, if 3 now at his age, it's a liability.
Yeah.
So
especially with these young wings that are in this league right now, like LeBron's good. He's still good at his age, and I'll give him that. But
that's why LeBron is playing the 4 right now, because of his. I don't know. It's just something that they have to work out.
Well, right now, my dude, you guys are just peeking in. I think you're in 6. Yeah, you're in 6. But everything right now is by a percentage point, really. You know what I mean? Like the Denver Nuggets are 0.61, the Clippers are 0.57, the Lakers are 0.56. Like that's literally like a half a game, maybe a full game. Yeah. And then the Memphis and Houston are right there too, 6.8, 6.4. They're not out of reach.
I remember Memphis started off slow like Minnesota, and they just turned it around.
Now, Oklahoma City might be out of reach unless one of these teams below them goes on like a 10 to 15 game run, because they got a .883 winning percentage right now, and it's
open. The playoff, the path to the finals, everything in the West is open until SGA and his team shows in the playoff that they have changed.
It's kind of open in the East too, though, my dude. Like Boston's got 29 wins, 0.69. New York's got 27 wins, 0.62.
I mean, Cleveland. They have Cleveland out there. Cleveland.
Yeah. Their top 4 to 5 are pretty damn good. From Cleveland to Indiana, I would say are actually pretty good teams.
New York,
Indiana, Milwaukee are on the cusp. Or they could drop.
They gotta get their chemistry together, man.
Yeah,
Milwaukee. I mean, this is like year 2 of the Dame and a Greek Freak. I don't know what they want to do. I mean,
they better do something. They're paying them brothers too much money to be. I mean, they're not slouching right now. They've got the same record as the Denver Nuggets almost. They definitely have a better record than the Lakers, and they're tied with the Clippers. So, but they got to do something. They have one of the premier coaches, in Doc Rivers. They've got 2 all-stars, 2 bona fide all-stars.
And a half,
right? And yet they only have 23 wins. As opposed to 25, 26, 27 wins like they should have right now.
Right.
And they slow started. I think they slow started. Be careful and watch out for Milwaukee, man. If they do decide to buy in, that could be a very, very tough team to beat. Like, sincerely, they're pretty deep. But speaking of deep, we're deep into the playoffs when it comes to the NFL. Right now, Philly and LA Rams are playing. It is 10-13 in the second quarter. They've got some weather. I've been kind of looking over your shoulder every once in a while. They've got some some bad weather.
Hopefully the game don't get
you good?
Yeah. I'm getting from under the weather.
Well, it's halftime right now. And then Baltimore and Buffalo play today.
That's gonna be a battle.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that game all the way up until the Nuggets play today at 4 our time, Mountain Standard Time. Yeah. But just so everybody knows, and I'm pretty sure everybody does know, but just in case you don't, the Washington Commanders beat the Detroit Lions. We both had Detroit Lions going to the Super Bowl this year for the first time ever.
I literally got sick. I was at home.
I mean, does this mean that Daniels really is he's that guy? Because he put up freaking numbers yesterday.
That game alone garnered him the Rookie of the Year.
Well, see, but the thing is, and I've argued this with a friend of mine, and she's very knowledgeable. Don't get me wrong. But she was saying that Daniels should get it, because he stayed in the playoffs longer and he's played better in the playoffs. And the thing is that the Rookie of the Year has nothing to do with the playoffs. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve Rookie of the Year. He does deserve Rookie of the Year, but so does Bo Nix. Bo Nix has outplayed him in the regular season, like numbers-wise, stats-wise. He outplayed every rookie in every facet that you could, or every metric that you can measure. But
he changed that franchise, though. I mean, Bo Nix, he basically...
They both have.
Yeah.
But why did Daniels go at number 2 and Bo Nix went at 6? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy that Bo Nix fell into our lap, because I know you guys would want him too. But I'm very happy that he fell into our lap. But it's just crazy to me that he actually outplayed 4 other guys. Well, 2 of which didn't play. Like Penix didn't play until the end of the year. Obviously, he outplayed him.
Drake May
and
was
then
all
McCarthy didn't play a down because he got injured.
Right.
And they were having such a good run with what's his name.
But I like these quarterbacks that came out. They're pretty good.
This might be, man. This might be comparable, depending on how. Because I still think the kid in Chicago still has, he still has some time.
Caleb Williams. Yeah.
He still has some time to put his stamp on it. But it could go down to be comparable to that 83 quarterback draft.
I would say leave it, because you have to understand all these quarterbacks now are so athletic in comparison to, the Marinos and the Elways. And
Elway was very athletic, dude. He would always take off.
I'm just mentioning the quarterbacks, and not just because it was a few, because Boomer Esiason was pretty athletic, I believe. Because I'm just saying that quarterback class was very, good.
It was good, but I'm saying I'm not really
Kelly.
even like comparing, but I'm just saying in about 4 or 5 years, we're going to see if this quarterback class is comparable to the 1983, but it might even surpass, just because of to your point of how more athletic, because Elway was athletic. So was Dan Marino. They were very, they ran the ball.
You look at Caleb Williams, and you look at Drake May, and you look at Penix, and you look at Jaden Daniels, and even your boy, from the Broncos,
Knicks.
I mean, they are all athletic,
Yeah, and then they're more comparable to Jackson, comparable to like Lamar Jackson than they are to the 83. But I'm just saying, at the basis of talent, how many quarterbacks came out and how they will rise to the top. Because there was a lot of quarterbacks. There was almost every quarterback picked in that first round in 83 is either going to be a Hall of Famer or already is a Hall of Famer, right?
Right.
I could see that in this class, but it remains to be seen. I'm reserving my right to change my mind after they play a few seasons. But I'm saying, like, they play, like Penix stepped in Atlanta, almost got them into the playoffs, right?
When he came back,
When he stepped in, when they decided to bench Cousins, when he stepped in, they were a nut hair away from getting into the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I think Daniels is that guy. Like, the stats that he had yesterday just blew my mind as a rookie. He's doing that now. He does have a solid defense and a solid run game, and he has all the pieces in place for him to have success. But we've all seen, we've been watching the NFL since the 80s, right?
Right.
We've seen quarterbacks come in and have a whole bunch of people around them, like Jamarcus Russell for the Raiders had all kinds of pieces around him, but yet this dude couldn't get it together here, right between the ears. So we've seen that before, to where quarterbacks have all the pieces in place and basically a security blanket, great defense, great, tight end, great wide receivers, great running game, solid coach with a solid plan, and yet they still fail. So this kid is handed nothing. He's kind of like Stroud. I'd liken Nix and Daniels to like Stroud. Next year, though, we're going to really see. Yeah. We're going to really see, because now everybody's got footage on you.
Right.
Now you're the hunted instead of being the hunter, right? You were hunting people. Nobody knew what you were capable of as a rookie. Now they know, and they're going to start taking things away from you, right?
That's what the Chiefs did to the Texans too. But I was just
that game was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, weird was Goff throwing 5 interceptions in that game and with Detroit.
Dude, that tells me that LA made the right decision. Like, Goff folds. He folds in the big games.
Well, I told you that last year.
You did. And I didn't believe you. And then you drank the Kool-Aid this year, like, no, he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. And then he showed up as Goff. Like,
and the thing is, the talent wise was comparable in LA. Yeah, he's just a little cutie pie, man. He gets you all hype,
He can't win the big games.
When the brightest lights shine, he falters.
He folds like origami, dude. He really, I mean, they still scored 31 points yesterday. Nothing to sneeze at. But they allowed 45.
Yeah, they gave up.
And they had a really good defense. Like, it's not like their defense was anything to sneeze at.
They both, that running game for both teams.
The running game for Detroit, that two-headed dragon is insane. But
with Diggs?
Yeah, they weren't able to do anything yesterday.
Yeah.
Again, in the playoffs, I don't care what sports you're in, a good coach worth his weight in salt will take away. There's film. They have 17 games to look into and find your tendencies. And they're going to have them statisticians building, percentage chance when they're in this formation, XYZ is going to happen. And they, Washington basically took away Detroit's running game and forced Goff to beat them. And he threw 3 interceptions. Right? So my hat's off to Washington. We're gonna see.
Pick six.
What's that?
One for a pick six.
Yeah, exactly. And he and all 3 of those interceptions were like ugly throws too. Like it was almost like he was throwing it to the defender. And I'm just saying, man, I like Goff, and I chose them to win the Super Bowl this year.
Me too.
And now they just pissed
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
I don't know. I'm still mad. That was my pick.
I mean, it is what it is, man. That's why they play the games. Any team can beat it. The Washington Commanders coach outcoached the coach for Detroit. Yeah. He basically took their running game away. He stacked the box, took their running game away.
I love Dan Campbell, the coach of because remember we were talking about him. I mean, he's a gambler. Mm-hmm. He takes gambles, and he should have.
They should have figured out a way to keep their running game, or at least their running backs, through like screens or shorter over the middle dump passes. They could have done all of that stuff to keep their running backs in the game, keep the defense honest, and not being able to pin their ears back and just go right after Goff and make him throw the ball sooner than he needed to right to the defender. They could have done that, but Detroit's game plan was crap. At least defensively, they didn't answer nothing for Daniels. He didn't even have a turnover. I don't even know how many times he was sacked. I can't even think of how many times. I don't think he was too many times, but
he was sacked about a good 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'm checking right now. But the bottom line is that, I'm sorry, he threw 4 interceptions. I said 3.
I thought it was 5.
No, it's 4. It's 4.
There was so many
from NFL.com. It's 4. But yeah, to 0 interceptions thrown by a rookie.
Yeah, he's playing with like extreme confidence right now.
Yeah, Washington turned the ball over on a fumble, but I don't know if that fumble was Daniels, right? Let me go back here. Let me see something real quick. Let's see. So Jaden Daniels, 22 for 31, 299 yards, 2 tutties, no interceptions for a QB rating of 122.9 from a rookie quarterback in his first divisional game ever in his life.
I could do that.
Yeah. He's like, huck it, chuck it, football.
I believe in Vinny. If he can play as good as he can cook, boy, I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, okay, so some are going to criticize because Jamar Gibbs for Detroit did have 105 rushing yards, right, and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, they did run.
They did run the ball, but they didn't run it like they did, basically what's his name out? Because all I see is Jamison Williams and David Montgomery. I guess they did run the ball, just not effectively.
What the thing is, Detroit is at its best when they can pass and throw. And the thing is, Washington, the Commanders, their safeties and stuff, they was just honing in on their receivers.
Well, they had two passes thrown by 2 running backs, and then Teddy Bridgewater threw 1 for 1. I guess it's just bottom line. I guess they have to hang this one on Jared Goff. and maybe even the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions,
Well, of
because
course.
it
I
looks to
mean,
me now that I guess through the eye test, when I was watching the game, it didn't seem like they were running the ball effectively.
No, the thing is, they would have won if he didn't throw. You got 2 of those interceptions was right in scoring range for the
and one of them was his
Right.
pick six, as Vinny said.
Exactly, and they took it back. So if he didn't throw at least 2 interceptions, he would have just thrown 2. If he went half on his throws, they would have won the game.
Yeah,
They would have won the game. So
I mean,
it was basically golf.
That's bottom line.
It was golf. So
That is bottom line. And he didn't spread the ball very well. I
No,
mean,
he didn't.
St. Brown caught 8 receptions for 137 yards, so he was obviously keying on him, right? Jahmyr Gibbs had 6 catches for 70 yards. Laporta had 6 for 51.
Porter was awesome though.
Yeah,
That one catch he made in the end zone in the third. Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty live.
Yeah.
But that was looks like the only touchdown pass that Jared Goff threw. They did have 3 rushing touchdowns. So yeah, I guess during the eye test, like me watching the game, it didn't seem to me that they were running the ball effectively, but they clearly did run the ball effectively. They just turned the ball over 3 times by 3 turnovers by their quarterback cost them the game, and then their
literally
defense
cost him.
their defense not being able to hold after being put in bad positions 3
That's what
times.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you do?
What? I mean, a great defense will hold, but that was the problem with the Denver Broncos is their offense in that game scored on the first drive, but then it was like 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and that wears a defense down. I don't care who you are, how great your defense is, that'll wear your ass down. And in that late third and fourth quarter, man, you're huffing and puffing, especially them big 300-pound dudes that have to play in the trenches. You're huffing and puffing, and the offensive line, if they've had their way with you for 3.5 quarters, they're not huffing and puffing. They have all the energy in the world, right?
And they coming after, they pinning their ears back, and they coming after.
They're coming after your QB, man.
Yeah.
And that's just
In a nutshell.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what it is. All right, so we're gonna do something here that we haven't done on this
You're not
show.
going into the other game that much?
Which game? KC? I don't want to talk about KC.
Good, because I think that everybody just needs to go buy referee jerseys and walk us around with a yellow flag.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that game because then I'll come off as a hater and a conspiracy theorist.
You got to give it up for the
And-
kid, though. The
Yeah.
the kid did
Mahomes.
give it up. But no, well,
Oh, are you talking
whatever.
about Stroud on?
Yeah,
for the,
yeah, Stroud.
Yeah, I mean, he got them to the second round, right?
Got to give it up for that.
They lost in the first round last year. He got them to the second round this year. Stroud is legit.
It was not his fault
No,
at all.
his
Penalty.
offensive line couldn't stop a nosebleed. Like they were just,
Penalty ridden.
yeah. They got 2 penalties for hits on Mahomes that weren't even like. Anyways, that's why I don't want to talk about it because.
Give it up for the kid. He'll be back next year.
Right.
Yeah.
This LA Eagles game is a snoozer though, dude. Like these dudes do not want to be playing in this cold ass weather.
No, they don't.
They're sliding around.
All right, but here today, in our inaugural version of this, we're gonna have Mr. LP here.
I just found out. Yeah, last night. Well, go ahead.
Was it last night? I thought I
Yeah.
sent it to you. No, I said something to you 2 days ago. That was Friday, bruh. You had 2 days.
Well, I've been elected to do a mock draft for the NFL,
Yeah, man.
and I'm an NBA guy. But hey, we're gonna do what it do.
Nah, you're a sports fiend.
Well, yeah, but you know,
Okay, well then hush it up. Let's get it going.
yeah, Sergeant.
All right, so we're gonna do a mock draft. We're gonna do LP is gonna do. We're gonna call it LP's mock. So this is Larry doing his research and checking to see what teams 1 through. We're only doing the first round, obviously, but we're gonna see. We're gonna compare and see once the draft happens how dead on Larry actually is.
Right. So basically what I did was I did a little research basically on bowl games, because I'm not really connoisseur in collegiate, I mean, I might watch a few bowl games here and there, but, I took all my info on these upcoming, the college football playoffs that, and the needs basically in this draft is they're defensive top heavy. So basically teams in the first round, a lot of them not going to be going after like defensive tackles. It's a few that stands out, like the Mason Grahams of and stuff from Michigan. But you know what I'm saying? Basically, I'll concentrate on edges, safety, cornerbacks, and stuff like that. So we're just going to go by the 32 team needs, and basically, yeah.
All right, let's get it. Let's get into it. Who do you got? First of all, what's the draft order? Who's number one?
Number one, I have
go all the way down. Yep. Go ahead.
All of them. I just Tennessee.
There's 31 picks in the first round, right?
32.
32. That's right.
Yeah, I was just gonna go in order, like one who,
Right. I'm just saying, give us the teams in order, and then give us what your picks for those teams.
Okay. So the first team that I have is the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm. And they're picking number one overall.
Right.
Okay, and then who's picking 2?
Okay, 2 Cleveland, 3 New York, 4 New England, 5 Jacksonville, 6 Las Vegas, and
7 is the Jets, right?
Then the Panthers at number 8. Number 9 we have New Orleans. Number 10 we have Chicago Bears. 11 San Francisco. 12 Dallas. 13 Miami Dolphins. The Colts coming at 14. 15 we have the
Falcons.
And Arizona Cardinals at 16. And
can you not read your own handwriting, sir? Is that what we're?
I have that problem. Don't worry. I got you.
That's all right. Keep going.
17. Thanks, Pops. All right. 17, we have the Bengals. 18, we have the Seattle Chickens. 19, we have the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers. And then we have the Denver Broncos, the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21. 22, we have the LA Chargers. 23, we have the Green Bay Packers. 24, it's a lot of teams. We have the Minnesota Vikings. 25, we have the Houston Texans. We have the LA Rams at 26. 27, we have the Washington Commanders. 28, of course. We have the Baltimore Ravens.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I know it is. 29, we have the Bills. 30, we have the Eagles. And 31, we have the KC Chiefs. And 32, we have the Detroit Lions.
Well, we know them last 4 are wrong in order because those games. But either way, those are what we thought as of yesterday or as of Friday is what the teams would be.
And that's why.
And from 1 to 27 or 26 is correct. Like that's basically the order. So all right. So Tennessee Titans are on the clock. Who are they picking?
Well, you have to go with Cam Ward, the quarterback out of Miami. I was thinking like on needs and stuff, but this guy is highly touted. You know what I'm saying?
So you're taking him over Shador?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's kind of like.
You have to qualify that.
Oh, well, I mean.
Are you okay, dude?
If you watch any Hurricane games.
I have.
Okay.
I know a little bit about. He's got 4,100 yards.
He got a little Lamar in him. He got a little Lamar in him. I mean, whatchamacallit, no offense to Shador, but he's kind of in the pocket. He holds it too much. Okay. You know, that's my thing about it. I mean, he gets out and he just hurls it. Cam Ward. Mm-hmm. So I think, and it's a no-brainer. Tennessee would just pick him. Okay. And Cleveland
is now on the clock.
Cleveland Browns. They don't need a quarterback. Well, whatchamacallit's been hurt.
No, they still do. They need a quarterback.
Deshaun did. But in this case, they're not.
I think that they do need a quarterback. I think the Deshaun project is over. I think they figure out a way to move on from him. But anyways, Cleveland is on the clock. Who are they picking?
They're going to pick an edge, From Penn State, Abdul Carter.
Okay, an edge rusher, you said?
He's an edge rusher, yes.
Okay, 10 sacks this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's the best edge out there, and they'll be a fool not to.
He averaged about 30 tackles a game, solo to 33 solo tackles a game, or 30 solo tackles a game over his 3 years at Penn State. Okay, I smell what you're stepping in on that one. I still think they go quarterback. I still think the Browns do go quarterback, but because they still need to address that need.
Yeah.
They still need to address that need. All right. Next.
At third, the Giants, they're going to get Shedeur Sanders.
Okay.
Yeah, bright lights. I mean, I would love, I'm just going by, New York, they're not going to pass up the bright lights. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I actually do think that would be a good spot for him. And the funny thing is that you don't have Travis Hunter, the best player in college football right now, going in the top 3.
Not in the 5.
I'm a bit dumbfounded by that because I'm pretty sure he's gonna go in the top 3.
Well, he's not in my top 3.
I would say even Tennessee would grab him before they would grab a quarterback. To be honest with you, that would be stupid, but I could see them doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of a lot of mocks.
Excuse me.
A lot of mocks did have, Travis Hunter, like at least 1 or 2.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think it's I do know. But as we continue,
moving on.
For New England, and this is a lot of people would not have this, but I did. I had the New England Patriots at number 4 selecting Luther Burden, yeah, the wide receiver, and
out of Missouri.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's a pretty. I know a lot of people was talking about McMillan. The other wide receiver, he's good too, but I think because I watched the Missouri game and I seen Burden after he catch the ball, he know how to just do things after the catch more than, and I think he'd be so good in that offense with Drake May, because Drake, if he can have a receiver like that, that's my idea, my train of thought.
I mean, but he's kind of small though, man. He's 5'11", 205. I mean, he did have 1,000-yard season in 2023. He had 83 receptions that year for almost 1,200 yards. He had 61 receptions this year with only 676 yards. So he kind of fell off a little bit year to year. I mean, not a bad pick, but kind of a small wide. That's a slot wide receiver, and I guess they kind of do need that kind of, because he doesn't have. They don't have a tight end there, so I see that.
And I know they probably that's too high for him, but that's just I think he, as far as the quarterback, the style,
Yeah, I could see him fitting there. We're probably only going to have enough time to do your top 5, maybe 10. We've got 2 minutes left. But what Larry is going to do is he's going to post this on his Facebook, and he will post it on our YouTube, so you can go by and check out LP's draft or mock. And see, if you agree, if you disagree, please let us know in the chat and whatnot, and leave a note for him. Tell him, hey man, good picks, or hey man, are you losing your marbles?
Yeah, hey man, stick to basketball.
All right, so I think we are going to only have enough time for your top 5. So Jacksonville is on the clock.
Yep.
Who are they picking?
They're going to go with Mason Graham.
Mason Graham,
yeah,
okay.
The defensive lineman out of Michigan.
Okay.
He is a bruiser, and Jacksonville are losers. So.
Wow.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Wow, shots.
Yeah. So, yeah. He's
shots.
I like that. That's what I was waiting for, actually.
Kid out of Anaheim, California, 6'3", 300. Oh, he's a big old boy.
Yeah.
6'3", 320 pounds. He's a defensive lineman, so that size, he's probably going to be a nose or a defensive tackle. Judging by his numbers, he'll most likely be a nose tackle, especially if he gets drafted to the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I don't think I can't remember what system they run defensively over there. So I'll have to look into that and get back to y'all next week. But again, tune into LP's mock draft. Like I said, he will be posting this in our chat on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. He will also be posting it on his Facebook. That way I can forward it to our Sportz Phenz Facebook. Don't forget to follow So High Cafe on IG. Don't forget to come by and tell Vinny that the Sportz Phenz sent you. That will do it for us for our show today. We will catch y'all next week, the same bat time, same bat channel. I am Arthur Knight. This is Larry Perkins, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Later.